Part 2. The Wedding Day Betrayal. The sun rose gently over the hills, casting a golden glow on the morning of my wedding. It should have been the happiest day of my life. Birds chirped, guests smiled, and everything around me seemed like a painting from a romantic fairy tale. But deep inside, a quiet storm was brewing, a storm I tried to ignore. My bridal suite was a bustle of activity. Makeup artists, photographers, bridesmaids, all swirling around me with excitement. I stared into the mirror as my stylist placed the final bobby pin into my curled hair. I looked beautiful, radiant, exactly how a bride should look. But my eyes, they betrayed me. They looked uncertain, and somewhere, buried beneath the layers of excitement, a strange anxiety tugged at my chest. Rachel entered, holding a mimosa in her hand, wearing her blush pink bridesmaid gown. "You look like a dream," she gushed, hugging me from behind. "James won the lottery with you." I smiled, though my stomach twisted. "Thanks, Rach. I just hope everything goes smoothly." "Of course it will. This is your day. Nothing could go wrong." Her words should have comforted me, but they didn't. The ceremony was set in a blooming garden outside the estate. Rows of white chairs faced an arch decorated with roses and eucalyptus. Music played softly. Guests began to arrive, dressed to the nines. Laughter and small talk filled the air. From the upstairs window, I watched James laughing with his groomsmen. He looked calm. Too calm. My father knocked and entered. "Ready, sweetheart?" I nodded, taking his arm. The moment I stepped out, everyone turned. Phones flashed, gasps echoed, but all I saw was James, waiting at the altar in a charcoal-grey tuxedo. As I walked closer, I studied his expression. He smiled, but it wasn't the warm, adoring smile I had imagined. There was something distant in his eyes, like he wasn't really there. We exchanged vows. His voice didn't shake. Mine did. We kissed. Cameras snapped. Applause followed. We were husband and wife. At the reception, champagne flowed. People danced, toasted, laughed. I tried to enjoy it, tried to soak in the magic, but every time I looked around, I couldn't find Rachel or James. I asked the best man if he'd seen them. James said he needed a minute. "Maybe he's with the photographer," he replied. I forced a nod, but something felt off. I slipped away from the crowd and headed inside the hotel. The hallway was quiet. My heels clicked on the polished floor as I approached the elevator. Rachel's suite was room 218. I stood outside the door, heart racing. I don't know why I knocked. I think I just needed to prove myself wrong. No answer. I tried the knob. It was unlocked. I pushed it open slowly, and what I saw shattered me. James, shirtless. Rachel, in her slip, on the bed, together, laughing, tangled in each other. For a moment, I couldn't breathe. I just stood there. Rachel noticed me first. She screamed and scrambled for the blanket. "It's not what it looks like," James shouted, jumping off the bed, but it was exactly what it looked like. I dropped the bouquet. The world spun. My ears rang. "Why?" I whispered. "Why would you do this to me?" Rachel began crying. "I didn't mean for this to happen. It just, don't," I screamed. "Don't you dare pretend this just happened. How long has this been going on?" James stepped forward. "Please, listen to me." I backed away, tears pouring down my face. On our wedding day, my best friend, I ran, down the hallway, through the lobby, out the doors. Guests called my name, photographers followed, but I didn't stop. I ripped off the veil, kicked off my heels, and sprinted until I reached the far end of the property. I collapsed under a tree, sobbing like a child. How could they? How could the two people I trusted most betray me like this? Back inside, chaos erupted. My parents were confused. James tried to explain. Rachel locked herself in her room. The reception fizzled. Guests whispered. Some left. Others tried to console my parents. I didn't go back. I checked into a nearby motel, still in my wedding dress. I lay on the bed, staring at the ceiling, mascara staining the pillow. I felt hollow, like a ghost. My phone buzzed constantly. Calls from James, texts from Rachel, voicemails from family. I didn't answer. I cried until I had nothing left. Then I slept. In the morning, I called my mother. I want an annulment, I said, and that was the beginning of the end, but also the beginning of something else, something I didn't know I had inside me yet. Strength.